Today, I want to share something very real and very touching. A message has come from the wife of Dallin H, and it has reached the hearts of so many people. Her words are soft, honest, and full of emotion. When someone close to a respected leader speaks out like this, it makes all of us stop and listen. In this video, we are going to talk about what she said, why she shared it, and why so many people are sending their prayers and support right now. This is not just a simple update. It feels personal. It feels meaningful. And it reminds us that no matter how strong or well-known someone is, every family has moments where they need a little extra love and strength from others. I invite you to stay with me till the end, because understanding her message fully helps us understand the human side behind a public figure. Today's topic is not about worry or fear. It is about compassion, unity, and the power of shared prayers. So let's begin, and let's talk with respect, with calm hearts, and with kindness for everyone involved. If you would like to share your feelings or thoughts, you're welcome to leave a comment. And if you want to stay connected with more uplifting and respectful LDS-related updates, feel free to subscribe. Your support means a lot. Before we talk further about the message that has touched so many hearts, it's important to understand who Dallin H is and why his name is known across the LDS community and beyond. Dallin H is a senior leader in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Over many years, he has served with dedication, calmness, and a deep sense of responsibility. Many people respect him for his wisdom, his teachings, and the way he speaks about faith, family, and personal strength. He has traveled to many places, spoken to large groups, and shared messages meant to bring hope and guidance. His role has never been about position alone. It has been about service. But his life before church leadership is also important to remember. He has been a lawyer, a professor, and even served as a justice on the Utah Supreme Court. These experiences shaped the way he thinks and the way he leads. People often say that his words are thoughtful, balanced, and very intentional. He is someone who believes in being steady, even in difficult moments. Beyond his public responsibilities, Dallin H is also a husband, a father, and a grandfather. And this is where his story becomes more personal. Behind every leader, there is a family that supports them, lifts them, and stands with them through every season of life. His family has been a big part of his journey. His wife has stood by him, encouraged him, and shared in his responsibilities in her own unique and loving way. When we look at someone like Dallin H, we often see the official role first: the talks, the leadership, the public appearances. But behind that role is a human being with a life full of challenges, joys, responsibilities, and personal moments that most people never see. This is what makes today's message from his wife so meaningful. It reminds us that even well-known people have personal struggles, personal emotions, and moments when they need support from their community. For many members of the LDS Church, Dallin H is not just a leader. He is a voice of guidance, a familiar presence, and someone they trust. His years of service have touched hearts in many countries. So when his family speaks or shares something emotional, the community listens with care. Understanding his background helps us see the importance of the message we're discussing today. It is not just about a leader. It is about a husband and a family who have given so much, and who now appreciate the thoughts and prayers being sent their way. With this understanding, we can move forward and talk more about his wife, who she is, and why her recent words have created such a heartfelt response. Now that we understand his background, let's talk about the woman who shared the message that everyone is talking about. Her presence has always brought a quiet strength and warmth to those who know her. She is known for her gentle personality, her calm way of speaking, and the kindness she offers to people around her. Many people have seen her at events, meetings, and gatherings. But what stands out most is the support she gives within her family. She is someone who prefers to stay humble and steady, focusing on love, faith, and the responsibilities that matter most to her personally. Her words are never loud or dramatic. They carry softness, sincerity, and honesty. She has built meaningful connections with many women in the church, especially through conversations, small interactions, and the simple way she shows care. People often say she listens more than she speaks, and that when she does speak, her words feel thoughtful and sincere. That is why her recent message has touched so many hearts. Because she is not someone who speaks publicly unless she truly feels something important should be shared. Her life alongside her husband has brought her many responsibilities, but she has carried them with grace. She has encouraged families, supported gatherings, and shown a peaceful example of faith during both quiet and challenging times. Those who know her describe her as steady, compassionate, and full of gentle wisdom. And now, as her recent words are reaching the community, people are responding with love because they know she is someone who values peace, unity, and kindness. Her voice is soft, but its impact is strong. When she opens her heart, people listen, not because she asks for attention, but because her sincerity feels genuine. Understanding her character helps us understand why her message feels so important right now. She spoke from a place of emotion, care, and honesty. And that is why so many people are offering their prayers and support today. In the next part, we will talk about what she shared and why her message has created such a heartfelt reaction. When she chose to speak out, her message was not loud or dramatic. It was gentle, honest, and full of emotion. The kind of message that comes from someone who has been carrying something in her heart for a while. She shared feelings that many families experience, but rarely talk about openly. And that openness is what touched so many people. She began by expressing gratitude. Gratitude for the love she and her family have felt over the years, and gratitude for the quiet strength that people often send without even realizing it. Her words showed that she has been thinking deeply, not just about her own situation, but about the power of kindness and unity within the community. It was clear that what she said came from a place of sincerity, not obligation. As she continued, her tone became more emotional. She spoke about moments that were heavy, moments that tested her strength, and moments that reminded her how important faith and support can be during challenging times. She didn't go into every detail. She didn't have to. Sometimes a few honest words can say more than a long explanation. People could feel that her heart was full, and that she was sharing something meaningful, not out of pressure, but because she truly felt it was the right time. One of the most touching parts of her message was when she spoke about the need for prayers. Not demanding them, not asking with fear, but gently inviting people to keep her family in their thoughts. It was a humble request, the kind that comes from someone who believes in the quiet power of positivity and faith. She understands how much comfort can come from a community that cares. She also spoke about the importance of staying strong together. She reminded everyone that life brings moments when we feel lifted and moments when we feel tired. And in those tired moments, the support of others becomes a blessing. Her words carried both vulnerability and strength, a rare combination that made many people pause and reflect. Another part of her message focused on being patient with life's challenges. She talked about trusting the process, trusting in God, and trusting that every difficult moment eventually brings light. She didn't try to sound perfect or give polished answers. Instead, she spoke as a wife, a woman, and a person who understands that life's journey is filled with ups and downs. She then gently explained that her family is going through a time where they appreciate love, understanding, and peaceful thoughts from those who care. She didn't say it in a dramatic way. She simply shared it with the same quiet grace she is known for. That honesty made people feel closer to her, as if she was opening a small window into her heart. As her message came to an end, she encouraged everyone to be kind, not just to her family, but to each other. She reminded people that kindness is never wasted, and that even small gestures can bring warmth to someone's life. Her closing words felt like a soft reminder that we all share the same human journey, and that compassion is something we should give freely. Her message was heartfelt, sincere, and deeply human. And that is why it spread so quickly, reaching people who felt touched, inspired, and moved to offer their prayers and support. It wasn't about fear or sadness. It was about love, unity, honesty, and the strength that comes from a caring community. In the next part, we will talk about the reason behind her request for prayers and why so many people feel connected to her words right now. When she gently invited everyone to keep the family in their prayers, it raised a natural question. Why now? What is happening that made her feel the need to speak from the heart? Even though she didn't give private details, the feelings behind her message were clear enough to understand that the family is facing a moment that carries weight and emotion. Her words suggested that this is a time that requires extra strength, the kind of strength that doesn't always come from inside ourselves. Sometimes, life brings situations that make us pause, reflect, and look for comfort beyond our own abilities. The way she expressed herself showed that this is one of those times for their family. She talked about how every family, no matter how strong or experienced, goes through periods where things feel uncertain or heavy. It's not always one big event. Sometimes it's a combination of responsibilities, emotions, and personal challenges that build up quietly. Her message hinted that their family is in a season where support, understanding, and gentle thoughts from others truly matter. What stood out most was the honesty in her voice. She wasn't trying to create concern or draw attention. Instead, she was speaking like someone who has been carrying worries quietly and finally felt it was the right moment to ask for help. Not the kind of help that demands action, but the kind that lifts the spirit. Prayers, good wishes, and comforting thoughts. She also expressed that there are moments in life where even strong people feel the weight of time, change, and responsibility. She acknowledged that their family has reached a point where emotional support feels precious. Her request for prayers was a way of saying that they value the love of the community, especially during a time when things feel a little more tender. Another part of her message touched on the importance of unity. She reminded people that families are made of individuals who each carry their own worries. When one person feels pressure, the whole family feels it in different ways. Her words suggested that this is a moment when they are leaning on each other more than usual, and outside kindness adds an extra layer of comfort. She also spoke about the need for peace, not just for her family, but in general. She expressed a desire for calmness, understanding, and patience. This shows that the concern she feels is not only emotional, but also deeply personal, as though she is seeking a sense of reassurance during a challenging period. While she didn't reveal specifics, the tone made it clear that they appreciate every small prayer and every kind thought. Her request was not about fear. It was about acknowledging that support from others can bring encouragement when life feels delicate. Sometimes the simple act of knowing that people care can make a heavy moment feel lighter. She also encouraged the community to continue showing love in meaningful ways, by being gentle with their words, respectful in their thoughts, and supportive in their actions. She knows that prayers are powerful, not because of big gestures, but because they come from sincere hearts. And right now, sincerity is exactly what her family cherishes. Her message reminded everyone that behind every public figure is a family with real emotions and real challenges. Asking for prayers doesn't mean something dramatic is happening. It simply means the family is going through a period where they feel the need for added strength, comfort, and warmth from those who care. This request for prayers has created a wave of kindness. People from many places are offering support, sending peaceful thoughts, and hoping for brighter days for the family. And that response shows how deeply her words resonated. In the next part, we will talk about the public and online reaction, and how people across the community are responding with understanding and compassion. When her message reached the community, the response was almost immediate. People from different places, different ages, and different backgrounds began sharing their feelings. What stood out the most was how calm, respectful, and heartfelt the reactions were. It showed how deeply people care, not just about a leader, but about the family behind him. Many people expressed appreciation for the honesty in her voice. They felt touched by the gentle way she shared her feelings. Some said that her message reminded them of times when they, too, needed support from others. Her words helped them reflect on their own lives and understand how important kindness can be during emotional moments. On social media, you could see comments filled with warmth. People from the LDS community spoke about how they felt moved to offer prayers, peaceful thoughts, and messages of comfort. Some wrote that even though they didn't know the family personally, they felt connected through years of listening, learning, and feeling inspired by their service. There were also many messages focused on gratitude. Gratitude for the openness she showed, and gratitude for the reminder that everyone faces moments of vulnerability. Many people thanked her for speaking from the heart and for trusting the community enough to share something meaningful. A large number of comments were filled with encouragement. People wrote simple but powerful words like, "We're with you," "You are in our thoughts," and "Sending love and strength." These small messages created a feeling of unity. It wasn't about drama or curiosity, it was about compassion. In different online groups and discussions, people talked about how her message made them pause and think about the importance of supporting one another. Some mentioned that her gentle request for prayers helped them remember that life can be fragile, and that being kind is never wasted. Others reflected on moments when prayers from others helped them in their own personal challenges, and now they wanted to offer the same support in return. What was also beautiful to see was the maturity of the conversation. People didn't demand details, didn't ask for explanations, and didn't make assumptions. Instead, they focused on offering encouragement, expressing love, and showing respect for the family's privacy. This respectful reaction made the conversation feel peaceful and uplifting. Many people also shared how her message inspired them to pray not only for her family, but for their own families too. They said it reminded them to check on loved ones, to offer kindness, and to be more patient with the people around them. In a way, her message created a ripple effect of compassion that extended far beyond her own situation. There were also comments from people outside the LDS community. They said that even though they may not share the same beliefs, they still felt moved by the sincerity of her words. This shows that empathy reaches across differences and connects people at a human level. Across platforms, the common theme was unity. People coming together, not because of a major announcement, but because someone spoke honestly from the heart. That honesty drew people in and inspired them to respond with kindness. The public reaction showed something powerful. When a message is shared with sincerity, people respond with sincerity too. When someone speaks gently, people answer gently. And when someone asks for prayers, people offer them with open hearts. In the next part, we will talk about the background and context, the events and feelings that give deeper meaning to this moment, and why her words resonate so strongly right now. To understand why her message feels so meaningful right now, it helps to look at the quiet background around this moment. Over the past few months and even years, the family has carried many responsibilities, both personal and public. These responsibilities are often not talked about, but they shape the emotional environment behind the scenes. As time passes, roles change, schedules shift, and expectations grow. For families connected to church leadership, life can be full of travel, meetings, visits, and constant commitments. These responsibilities require energy and focus, and sometimes they leave very little room for rest. Living with this kind of rhythm can slowly create emotional weight that is not always visible from the outside. Another part of the background comes from the simple reality of life's seasons. Families go through transitions. Children grow older, routines change, new challenges appear, and some familiar things fade into the past. These transitions may not be dramatic, but they can be deeply felt. They remind families of what really matters, and they bring moments of reflection that can be both tender and overwhelming. There is also the natural pressure that comes with being in the public eye. Even though the family handles it with grace, it still brings responsibilities that most people never experience. Every word, every message, every appearance has meaning for many people. That kind of attention can create quiet stress over time. It becomes important to find balance, to protect personal space, and to stay emotionally grounded. Her recent message fits into this background beautifully. It didn't appear out of nowhere. It felt like the result of many quiet moments. Moments of thinking, moments of feeling, moments of understanding that the family is going through a season that requires a little extra gentleness. It was the kind of message that comes when life slows down just enough to notice the emotions that have been building. There is also a spiritual background. Families who believe in prayer, hope, and faith often recognize when they need extra support. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of awareness. When she asked for prayers, it reflected a deeper understanding of the emotional and spiritual landscape around her family at this time. All of these elements create the context that makes her words so meaningful today. Not because of any single event, but because of the natural human experience of carrying responsibilities, facing transitions, and needing emotional support from a caring community. In the next part, we will focus on the message of hope and faith, and how her words are inspiring people to stay strong and compassionate in their own lives. In the middle of everything that is happening, one thing shines very clearly through her message: hope. Even though she spoke with emotion, her words carried a calm reminder that light can still be found during difficult moments. She didn't focus on worry. She focused on the quiet strength that comes from faith and from staying close to the things that matter most. Her message encouraged people to slow down and remember the goodness that still surrounds them. She gently reminded everyone that challenges do not erase blessings. Even when life feels heavy, there are small moments of peace, kindness, and connection that help us move forward. This reminder touched many hearts because it came from someone speaking with honesty, not from expectation. She also emphasized the importance of staying spiritually steady, not through big actions or dramatic changes, but through simple, everyday efforts, like being patient, being grateful, and staying close to God in whatever way feels personal. Her words suggested that real strength often comes quietly, through faith that grows one small step at a time. Another part of her hopeful message was about unity. She spoke in a way that encouraged people to support each other, not just in her family's moment, but in their own lives too. She reminded everyone that offering kindness is never too small, and receiving kindness is never something to be embarrassed about. When people come together with love, it creates a feeling of safety and comfort that helps everyone involved. Her message also carried a peaceful reassurance that difficult seasons eventually pass. Even when things feel uncertain, hope can still be present. She encouraged people to hold on to that belief, to trust that brighter days come after heavy ones, and to remember that God understands every moment we face, seen and unseen. What inspired many people was the way she balanced vulnerability with faith. She didn't pretend everything was easy. At the same time, she didn't show despair. Instead, she expressed confidence that prayers, kindness, and faith have real value. This balance helped people feel uplifted, reminding them that it's possible to be honest about challenges while still believing in healing, comfort, and strength. Her words gently pointed toward the idea that hope is not something we wait for, it's something we choose. We choose it when we speak kindly. We choose it when we support each other. We choose it when we turn to prayer, when we stay patient, and when we believe that our efforts to stay strong are seen by God. This message of hope and faith has now become a source of encouragement for many people, far beyond her immediate circle. Her sincerity reminded everyone that even in the most tender times, there is room for peace, room for courage, and room for trust in things that are bigger than our worries. In the next part, we will bring everything together with a thoughtful closing, summarizing the heart of her message and offering a respectful conclusion to this journey of understanding. As we reach the end of this video, I want to leave you with a simple thought. Sometimes the most meaningful messages are not the longest ones, but the ones spoken with honesty and a quiet heart. Her words reminded us that even strong families appreciate gentle support, and that compassion is something we all can give freely. Today's message was not about details. It was about understanding, empathy, and the reminder that every family has moments when they value extra love around them. Her voice carried sincerity, and your response, your kindness, your thoughts, your peaceful wishes, creates a feeling of unity that truly matters. As we move forward, let's try to carry this spirit with us. Let's be patient with each other, gentle in our conversations, and supportive in our actions. Even a small act of care can bring comfort to someone who needs it more than we realize. If you would like to share your own thoughts or feelings, you're welcome to leave a comment below. And if you want to stay connected with more respectful and uplifting LDS-related updates, feel free to subscribe. Your presence here means a lot, and your support helps keep this space warm and positive. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate you, and I hope you take a moment today to share kindness with someone around you.